Most of the crowd laughed, and I could even see Christian smiling for a second before seeing Victoria's confused face. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm going to go over a story titled, Am I the A-hole for mentioning my best friend's former crush on me in a speech at his wedding? And guys, this story is definitely an entertaining one. And it's also a great example of female nature. This story is about a gal. She's telling us about her major foot and mouth moment at a wedding. Essentially, she's in her late 20s and has this dude she's been buddies with, like I guess BFFs with, for like 12 years actually, since like high school. And you're going to see in the story that he had the hots for her in the beginning, but she wasn't interested. So he decided to just be her friend all along. Inseparable, that type of thing. Later on, he got over her and eventually met this chick that he's getting married to. And at the wedding, she gave this speech pretty much saying that he used to have the hots for her and blah, blah, blah. And is shocked that she had the response that she did from the bride, bridesmaids, everybody else. Anybody in their right mind knows women are competitive. And no bride wants to hear that she was the one second choice for her guy, right? Also, this is going to show you guys, like I said, how competitive women are with each other. That even though she doesn't want this guy to be her man, doesn't want anybody else to have him, so has to ruin the situation. And also show you how guys typically in this story have to be if they can't get the girl, they'll hang around and be their BFF, hoping to get the girl to change their mind. It's crazy. But anyhow, guys, you'll get more into this, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. Because I don't buy for a second that she didn't know what she was doing. So it starts off, she says, okay, I'm currently in a predicament, and frankly, I could really use some opinions. For the backstory, I'm a 27-year-old female, and I met one of my best friends, Christian, back in 2010 during our freshman year of high school. No guy should be best friends, BFFs with a chick. If you're not hooking up with her, why waste your time? We became friends and remained close over the years since, making a lot of great memories and shared mutual close friends. From 2013 to 2016, Christian had pretty serious unrequited feelings for me. However, he eventually got over me, and I never ever let his feelings harm our friendship. If anything, our friendship honestly got closer after he got over me. Newsflash, honey, he never got over you. He just eventually met some other chick because he realized he's not going to get you. He never got over you. If anything, our friendship honestly got closer after he got over me. In early 2018, Christian met Victoria at a bar, and they hit it off. They started dating after 2 weeks and eventually got engaged in late 2021. And the wedding happened yesterday night. So, she says how their friendship got better and better. Sure, because he was probably waiting on her hand and foot. He was probably the guy that would go over to her house whenever she was upset or lonely, drop of a hat, take her out, listen to her problems, hoping that one day, she'll see that he's this great guy, should have chosen him, just like in the movies. Didn't happen. So eventually, he does move on, but I guarantee he still wanted her, met some other chick. Now watch what happens here. It was honestly a great time at the wedding, as I watched my parents and mutual friends, watched with my parents and mutual friends as this kid I've known for 12 years was getting married to the love of his life. Plus, Victoria and I honestly had a pretty decent relationship, and according to Christian, she didn't really seem to care about his past feelings as time went on. Bullshit. I guarantee you the chick that this dude's marrying definitely cares. What she's doing is the old keep your friends close but your enemies closer. That's it. I guarantee you she doesn't trust this broad. Anyway, as the night kept going on with lots of music and dancing, I got up to eventually give a speech for Christian. I talked about how we first met, how much our lives changed since then, and just how great of a friend and a person Christian was. The attendees were clearly touched, and Christian and Victoria looked very happy. As I talked more about our history, I jokingly mentioned how Christian had the hots for me. But that didn't matter because he found his soulmate and that our friendship was stronger than some unrequited feelings. I've heard some stupid ass wedding speeches in my life, usually from the guys, the best men. But you want to talk about stupid. There is no way she doesn't know what she's doing. There's no way she doesn't know this is going to piss off the bride. Okay? Essentially saying, well, he couldn't get me, so it chose you and you're second best. There's no way she doesn't know. This is bullshit. If she's questioning what happened. She did this on purpose. To show, no matter what, he's still mine. Most of the crowd laughed, and I could even see Christian smiling for a second before seeing Victoria's confused face. After the speech was over, I went over to the bar with a few friends. Christian came up and hugged me, thanking me for the speech. See, he didn't think it was a big deal, but this idiot doesn't even really know the girl he's marrying too well. However, at our hotel, one of my other best friends, Devin, a 27-year-old female, told me she had heard gossip from the bridesmaids that Victoria was really upset with me for bringing up Christian's previous feelings for me at the wedding. That is an asshole moment. That is as they say, a dick move. Okay? You don't do that at somebody's freaking wedding. But she didn't care. And I don't believe for a second, like I said, she knew what she was doing. This is an example how women are so competitive with each other. Apparently, Victoria generally had no issues with Christian's feelings. Bullshit. But felt it was inappropriate for me to mention it at the wedding. Very true. I sincerely intended no harm with my actions. Maybe I didn't read the room. Bullshit, honey. Nobody's buying your bullshit. Everyone I've told is honestly split on whether I'm the bad guy or not. So it's definitely not been polarizing. Christian hasn't mentioned any of this to me, and I'm not sure I should ask him. Am I the a-hole? Yeah, honey, you're the a-hole because either A, you did it on purpose, which I'm convinced you did, so you're an a-hole there, or B, you didn't know any better, which is pretty common sense. You don't talk about you go to a wedding and we give a speech and say that the freaking groom who just got married had the hots for you. If you don't understand that, you are an a-hole as well. So either way, you're an a-hole. But I'm convinced, and I'm sure you guys are, and you can comment below whether you think that she's done this on purpose or not. She knows what she's doing. And let's just say she actually didn't really realize that. Well, that means deep down, she's obviously possessive, liked having this guy for 12 years, following around like a little puppy at her beck and call, guaranteed. And now she's going to have competition. She didn't like that. You know, it's like, I don't want him, but nobody else can have him. She also says, to those of you asking about whether the speech was planned or impromptu, I'd asked Christian's parents beforehand if I could give a speech, and they were more than happy with it. Yeah, they were happy. They were fine with you giving a speech, but they didn't know what you were going to say. People have to stop with the assumptions that this has anything to do with me having feelings, though. Yeah, saying that my speech was probs an idiot move, but my sincere intention was to tell everyone about the 12 years of friendship and some of its history. And like I said, people were touched up until my fateful joke. Stupid, but I'm convinced she knew what she was doing. So guys, this is an example. It's a quick one. A little different than the other videos I do, but I gotta have some variety here. Competition. The old thing, what Al Bundy said, don't try to understand women. Women understand women. They hate each other. Women don't have friends. They have competitors. They're all in competition with each other. Now look what happened here. Now real quick, a few comments here to show that I'm not alone in my feelings. One guy says, oh, you pulled the he was into me first card. He was in love with me, but I turned him down, so now he's with you. Yeah, you're the a-hole. How tasteless. Another one says this. You're the a-hole. Congratulations, OP. He told the entire assembly of wedding guests that the bride was the groom's second choice. It wasn't that you did a speech that was inappropriate. It was including that anecdote when you really didn't have to. You were long-time friends who met in school, case closed. Yeah, she could have left the whole part that he had the hots for her for 3 years out of there. Come on. Another guy says, I saw this on an SNL skit where a guest gave a speech describing all the S-word adventures the bride had before meeting her future spouse. It was a silly exaggeration because no one would really do something that hurtful to the bride and groom, or so I thought. Yikes, you're the a-hole with a cherry on top. And OP totally knew what she was doing. What incredibly self-centered friend. Yep. Nobody, I went through the whole thing. I don't recall anybody actually thinking that she didn't know what she was doing. Another one says, you'll be forever known as the groom's female friend who said he was into me first during a speech at the wedding. There's a time and place for jokes like that, but a speech at a wedding reception isn't one of them. You're the a-hole. And last one, you're the a-hole. You don't bring that stuff up at a wedding as a joke or not. This speech was supposed to be about Christian and Victoria, not about Christian's past feelings for you. Imagine how comfortable you made Victoria feel. I also bet the crowd laughed more out of discomfort for the situation. You need to apologize to the bride and groom. I understand you didn't mean that comment maliciously at all. It was just wildly inappropriate considering time and place. I think she meant it. Absolutely. And this is why people shouldn't give speeches when they're drinking. How many times have you guys been to weddings and heard these ridiculous speeches? And of course, people will laugh, but they're like, ha, 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 clap, clap, clap. I was at a wedding recently, and the freaking, what do you call them? The best man gave one of the most stupidest speech I ever heard. Went to a wedding a couple months ago, kicking and screaming. This was for a family member. And the best man speech, oh my God, it was ridiculous. It was so inappropriate. People were just like, ha, ha, ha. No. She knew what she was doing. End of story. And I don't buy for a second she didn't. So, anyway, guys, that is it for today. It's a quick one, but that'll be pretty entertaining one, talking about women in competition and all that, and mentioning also that guys should not have female friends. Don't waste your time, okay? Either you're nailing them or not. End of story. Don't be that guy that listens to all their problems and is their therapist and all that, because they don't respect you. But anyhow, guys, let me know what you think about this. Did she do it on purpose or not? I'd really like to hear your opinion on the subject. And also, guys, you got a really good story like to share, by all means, email it to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. Just be sure to make it easy for me to read, and be sure to include the link, and I'll definitely cover it in the future. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.